All right, welcome into the show. Happy Tuesday morning, everybody. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust, producer Rye also here. We get you going. We get you at it, getting you up in the mornings. We don't try to yell and scream too much. Try to keep a little bit of energy as we get you up. It's a little different when the 8 o'clock hour hits, when the 10 o'clock hour hits, when 11. But in the morning, the last thing you want to hear is somebody yelling at you. Hey, come on in. Anyway, we're glad you're with us this morning as we are every day. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. All things St. Louis, a St. Louis focus with other things, other stories, issues, headlines from around the country that are water cooler talk here. This is your community, and we appreciate it when you jump in with us as well. Like, subscribe, share the show. Come on in as you do in the mornings. You can do that on X, Facebook, City Now. We love it when you do. Share your thoughts, your comments, your ideas, your stories, all those things that are happening in your world. Also, if there's anything to promote, we'd love to hear your stories. What's going on? Whatever's happening, what you guys are starting to see, these are the things that we like to focus on. Just get it going with you guys as we do each and every day. It's a Tuesday morning. It's December 2nd. It is cold. It is snowy in the St. Louis metropolitan area. The snow's gone. That's the good thing. But there's a lot of stories, a lot of frustration in regards to things that happened yesterday. That's what we'll be talking about today. My, oh my. We knew weather was coming, and we'll get into that. We did. We knew things were happening. But then yesterday turned into Armageddon all over the St. Louis metropolitan area. And as bad as I'm told by out-of-towners about how horrible St. Louis drivers are. By the way, Ryan, do you know that you're a bad driver? You're a bad driver. Did you know that I'm a bad driver and you're a bad driver?
Yes.
Because people in this entire city and people who are from outside this city, all I ever hear is people say is how bad St. Louis drivers are. Is it just the circumstance? Is it the situation? Or are we really, really that bad as drivers throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area?
When the weather gets bad, St. Louis drivers are bad. But
it brings out the worst, doesn't it?
It brings out the worst. But when the weather's good, I think St. Louis is one of the cooler places to drive around. Chicago people can't drive.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Because when I was in Detroit for 11 years, people didn't complain about everybody's driving like they do in St. Louis. They just didn't. I moved back here and I'm like, 2015, and all I hear people talk about how bad our drivers are here in the same, and sometimes you don't realize it until you leave and then come back maybe, but that's what I was hearing. I'm like, gas stations, friends, family, and yesterday, I don't care who you are, what city you're in, how good of a driver you may be, or the area of driving that you may be in. Yesterday's circumstances would knock anybody back. I don't care who, what, how, when, where, why. And we're going to get into that. It was terrible. And it could have been better. And it could have been avoided. And we, as a state, chose not to. MoDOT. You may not even know this yet, Rye, but MoDOT had a lot to do with this.
MoDOT?
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about old MoDOT. And you know what? Sometimes I think they have a thankless job. I really do. But also, there are things that MoDOT can do, which we will get into as well, to be a better organization and do a better job for drivers. MoDOT is kind of like the weatherman or the weather woman, the weather person. When they tell you what's supposed to happen, like a referee, when you don't recognize them, they're doing their job, but then they don't get recognized.
Mm-hmm.
But when they screw up,
It's bad.
You recognize it with a ref, a weather person, or MoDOT. And that is exactly what happened yesterday. Did we not know snow was coming yesterday? Didn't we?
No, we knew.
We knew. I knew on Sunday morning it was coming on Monday.
My mom told me when I woke up that morning, she said, hey, make sure you get back early because
she did. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it happened. We knew it was coming. It came. And we, as a city, looked like we had no idea what hit. And we'll get into that. Hundreds of crashes, over 100 crashes. A poor man lost his life on 55 going south, lost control of his car, hit the back of a fire truck, wasn't wearing a seatbelt, loses his life. I didn't even know you could drive fast enough in some of the conditions yesterday to cause something, but horrible story. We'll get into that. MoDOT admitting that they did not treat the roads. I'm like, what? They didn't treat it. They said they got caught off guard. We'll get into that. Was the storm supposed to come a little bit later in the day? Yeah, a couple hours. I told a friend of mine yesterday, well, we don't, talking about another job that I do. I'm like, well, it's not going to come until 2:00. That's what he's like, no, this is coming at 12. And he told me that yesterday at 7 a.m. in the morning. Where was MoDOT? If you guys had experiences driving and where you were driving, what you saw, what you experienced, let us know. Because we want to hear something. Did you have any of those experiences yesterday, Rye? And if so, where were you driving?
Yeah, I already have like severe driving anxiety whenever there's something going on. Like even if it's just raining or snowing, I'm already.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'm already and I'm a good driver. I'm more nervous about either my car just tweaking out or like somebody else that doesn't know how to drive just speeding right by me and they lose their they're cool with their car or something. So when I got on the roads yesterday, I saw that the roads were terrible and I got off on the first exit and said, I'll just drive for an hour on the street.
An hour?
Like I drove for 40 minutes on the street to get home yesterday instead of my regular 15 to 18 minute drive on the highway. Because I was like, I saw how the roads were and I was just like, my car was sliding like crazy because the roads weren't treated. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. It was bad yesterday.
If you don't have, I have 4x4 four-wheel drive on my truck. It's a whole lot easier than if you don't.
Yeah.
And I could not have imagined driving yesterday. Now, my son, on his vehicle, doesn't have 4x4, but he was fine. He left school when they released him from school. He drove from the Ladue area out to the Chesterfield area. But he's a very, very patient young man. He's like, yeah, it took me about 45 minutes to get from the Ladue area on Highway 40 out to the Chesterfield Valley, about double the time it normally takes. Yeah. I was driving that time yesterday as well, and it wasn't bad, except for people. When you got into the Chesterfield Valley heading west and you're trying to cross the bridge into St. Charles, and it was a nightmare from what I could see. I did not have to do that.
It's literally like Chesterfield. It was like good, but like you said, anything across that bridge was bad. Like, especially in the city, like going back to the city. Oh, it was so many people and people were still driving like there was no snow on the road at all.
What do you mean they were like, for example, what do you mean? And by the way,
what I mean by that is
we're going to be talking about this a lot today. We have other things to talk about, the blues, and we'll see. But anyway, this road situation, the weather is always a big deal.
Like, I know some cars have like the trucks and stuff. I was expecting it, but there were cars that I know were just like sliding and they were still going about like 70, 60.
Well, what?
Yeah.
I don't even know how that's even possible.
I don't know. I didn't know how it was possible either. That's why I was going like 20, 30, if that. And then I got off.
I only saw a few vehicles in my morning commute today because I didn't go back out last night that were on the side of the road. Did you see cars that were stranded on the side of the road? Maybe it wasn't if
yesterday I saw about, because I was only on the highway for about like, I say 15 minutes, because then I was going super slow. But I passed about 3 cars and like 2 police cars. Like, yeah, there was one big accident where the dude like literally ran into the barricade and his whole car was messed up. Like, it was bad.
And it's interesting because there are times where we know storms are coming and we prepare for them and MoDOT gets ready. But yesterday after because we had that snow Friday, Saturday. And then all of a sudden yesterday we get hit. The old saying goes, getting caught with your pants down. MoDOT did. They got caught. Why you wouldn't pre-treat roads? And we'll get into some of the responses. More is just the feeling of it right now as people come into the show, as people wake up. And the other thing about it is when this happened yesterday, schools, daycare centers, jobs, everybody was releasing early. So everybody's hitting the road at the same time.
That's what happened.
That's worse, isn't it?
Yeah, it was way worse because I couldn't get off my regular route. So I had to get off and go a little south. And oh my gosh, all the schools that I know, like just from living on the south side, they were all letting out right when I got off work. Like there was like 5 buses all lined up in one school. Then it was like more people just driving that were getting out of school. It was crazy.
So I'm wondering if that adds to it.
Oh, it added.
Everybody releases at the same time. Everyone go home. It's like the mass hysteria movies where a tidal wave's coming, a tsunami or an earthquake or something's going to, and everybody's trying to get out all at the same time.
Yeah.
Everybody trying to get home at the same time in bad conditions with untreated roads by MoDOT. I know they don't get credit, and I'll get into this a little bit earlier because I've done several stories with MoDOT. I've been inside their headquarters. You only get recognized if you do something bad or if you're not perfect. But when something is so preventable and you still don't do it, that's where the issue comes into play. And I'm like, oh man, just talk about a day. And that was December 1st. Last year, schools ran out of days, of quote, snow days pretty early. And then schools were extended last year, if you don't remember. Is this a sign of things to come? We're not to winter yet. Certainly feels like it. This is still fall.
Yeah, I was not here during this time, but I just wanted to know, how was the weather? Because I was in Iowa, so I thought the weather in Iowa was terrible. But like, how?
Well, Iowa always gets it. You're a little bit more northwest. Yeah, Iowa.
But I think Iowa roads, even though the roads are bad, I never really had to drive off campus like that anywhere, unless I was.
Yeah, it'd be different if you didn't.
Yeah, but.
And you already said St. Louis drivers are worse, right? Iowa drivers are better.
I think St. Louis drivers are better when it's like regular weather because they're not driving like 40 miles per hour on the highway and they're not old.
Well, I always hear, quote, St. Louis people, and it's from St. Louis people and other people who aren't from here but moved here. When it rains and when it snows, St. Louis drivers don't know what to do. But what does that mean? What does that exactly mean? Does it mean we speed up, we slow down, we get too cautious? We're not cautious enough.
No, it means they drive the same. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They drive the exact same if it's raining, if it's
so
snowing.
We as a community don't adjust.
They don't adjust. Like when I tell you 55 is the worst highway, one of the worst highways, like because they just don't adjust at all.
That's producer Rye. I'm Vic Faust. We're talking about this weather. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be some winter storm. It was supposed to be an inch or two. We ended up getting 2 to 4 inches. Some of the northern counties got 5 inches. There were delays at Lambert Airport, crashes all over the St. Louis metropolitan area. At one time, I looked at a map and everything was red. the entire St. Louis metropolitan area highway system was red. And oh my God, it looked like because we were being invaded by aliens and everything, mass hysteria.
Literally, when I was driving and you like texted me and stuff, I had my like GPS and I pulled up and I saw like all red and I was like, oh my gosh, it's crazy out here. All this traffic. I'm just stay.
You saw it too.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, let me just stay on the street.
Yeah, I mean, and I know people are just coming into the show this morning, listening on 590 AM, obviously, as well on the streaming services of X, Facebook, and YouTube. If you dealt with anything like this yesterday, let us know. You can chime in, share your stories. We love to share them with people and some of the things that are going on because yesterday was preventable. And as the show goes on, as we take you to 8 o'clock, we'll get into it. But I was, fortunately, I wasn't in a rush yesterday. So I was totally patient and just looking at cars driving. My experience yesterday, I'm not kidding, was not a bad one, right? I didn't see one idiot driver in the hundreds and hundreds of cars that I dealt with driving west on front. Not one idiot driver.
Shout out Chesterfield.
Well, my commute started at Lindbergh and 40.
Oh.
And I headed west to the Chesterfield Valley. That was the extent. And I'm telling you, I know my experience, excuse me, and what I'm saying is far different than probably what everybody else did. But the time period that I drove around, I don't know, 1:30, 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock, something like that, was good. I commend the drivers who I dealt with yesterday. The only problem was everybody was going home at the same time, picking up school kids and so forth. So I didn't go back. Nobody else. I went to the grocery store in the evening, late afternoon, evening. But here's the other thing. This morning, I pull in to my normal gas station, and I was talking to some people there at the desk, and like, St. Louis drivers are terrible. And this person was not from St. Louis originally, and talking about just how bad St. Louisans are behind the wheel. I don't. Once again, I'm trying to give credit to the people that I saw yesterday. Now, I know you guys may have had some bad experiences, which is why we're asking you to let us know. And, and when we come back from the break and just, in about 5 minutes, we're going to shine a spotlight on MoDOT because they might have, I'm wondering if they might have been able to make the roads better. But if everybody's out at the same time, does it matter anyway? They're probably still would, because it was whiteout conditions for a while. Did you experience some of the whiteout conditions as well while you were driving?
No, I wasn't really feeling that. I feel like once I got onto the street, it was really just calm, literally.
Just packed, and you saw people driving too fast. Is that
no? Actually, I'm telling you, it was really just for me. It was really just the highway. I was on the highway, and everybody was just driving like super duper fast.
Which highway again were you on?
I don't even know, man. I think it was 44.
Okay,
44 West. But like, literally just got on. Yeah, the highway turning when you turn right and you go down.
44 West.
Yeah, 44 West. And yeah, I got off in about 15, 20 minutes because I saw everybody was just driving like it was the same.
Was that late afternoon?
It was. I got out around 1:10
because mine was mid-afternoon too, like around that time.
Yeah, like right around everybody either lunch or got out early, right? And once I got on the street, it was cool. I'd say it was cool. It was still a little slippery, but it was cool.
I'm just wondering if people were still out, what the commute was like around 5 o'clock, like the normal drive time, if it was better at that time because most people had already gone home, or if the effects and the residue from earlier traffic was still around. Yeah. Because I was not driving out on the roads at that time.
I was not driving at all.
But it appeared as if this storm, quote storm, that was supposed to hit around 2 o'clock came early, left early, and then we didn't really have any more the rest of the night.
Yeah, it didn't. One thing the cold did make me do was eat chili.
There's your chili again.
Yeah.
There's your chili.
Have some chili.
I need to get over to my Sportsman's and get some turkey chili. That's for sure. I'm telling you, if you're driving through, you need to stop at Sportsman's and get some turkey chili. And as soon as you do, you can text me and you can give me a scale of 1 to 10. And I have a feeling.
Sportsman.
Yeah, Sportsman on Clayton Road in Ladue. Just east of Highway 40. The Highway 40 goes over Lindbergh.
Wait, it's only an 8-minute drive from here.
Yeah. Straight down Lindbergh. Well, actually, you know what the easiest point would be?
Oh, that burger looks nice too.
I'm just telling you, you pull out of our facility here at the corner up here at the lights, and you go straight, and that'll run you to Clayton. You make a right, and then it's right on your left-hand side. You make a right on Clayton Road. That road right there takes you to Clayton.
Is the chili?
Yeah, that if you like cheese and onions.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If you're a cheese and onion, see, I'm a traditionalist.
Yeah.
I want the chili. I don't need the cheese. I don't need the onions. I want the goodness of the natural chili.
You know, whenever my mom used to make like a big pot of chili, I used to go crazy. I'd have like the traditional chili. Then the next day I'll do like chili nachos. Like I'll put
okay. I'm with you.
Nachos, sour cream, cheese. Then the next day I'll do some chili dogs, and then it's all the leftovers, man. I'll be done by then.
Okay. I got you.
I love a traditional chili bowl when it's cold outside. So.
I'm just saying, go try. They always have this ready to go because it's their famous turkey chili.
Oh, so I can just go in and get it.
Yes, it'll be ready.
That's what I like.
You can get a cup, a bowl, a quart. It's all ready to go.
May give me a cup with a burger.
There you go.
The burger's good, super good. Have you had a burger from there?
I have, and burgers are an interesting thing to me. I mean, they're fine. My kids love them. I'm just so over. Because there's burgers everywhere. I mean, listen, I like their burgers, but would I rather have a burger from the Village Bar and Grill? Yeah. Over on Manchester, right near 270. Would I rather have a burger from Winty's down in the Chesterfield Valley? Yeah.
I still have to try their burgers.
I love my Booch's Burgers in Columbia, Missouri from the Mizzou crowd that goes to Columbia.
Yeah, like speaking about burgers, do you like the burgers with like the fried egg on it too? And
no.
You don't like that?
No.
You just like a traditional burger?
Yes.
What about like a rodeo burger with like the fried onion and the barbecue onion?
Hey, do what like I say, do what you want to do with your food, your fashion, and your music.
Yeah.
But don't expect other people to see or feel or taste the things that you taste.
That's true, though.
No.
Because I'm more of like a burger.
Cheese is fine with some condiments.
True. A traditional burger is always good. I just like trying different burgers. Like I've had a burger with like, what was it? Goat cheese on it.
There you go.
I've had those rodeo burgers for sure. But
the what burgers?
Those like rodeo burgers.
Oh, rodeo.
Like the onions and stuff. I like those. Like burgers are good. But
yeah,
try that. Try that chili.
I'm not opposed to some bacon on a burger, but I'd rather have bacon on my grilled chicken.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. But we'll get back into this whole situation with the weather from yesterday, what MoDOT had to say. MoDOT had a little part, maybe a bigger than little part yesterday in what happened. Have we seen the first of what's to come with Jordan Bennington? He and Montgomery had some words last night after he was pulled early in the first period of the game. Blues lost. Montgomery said it's over. But we'll get into that. We'll get into what's going on. Is it just a brush up one-time thing, or is it a sign of things to come? I don't know. We'll see. This is Art City Now. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. We bring it to you. All things St. Louis all the time. Producer Rye. I'm Vic Faust. You can stream us on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Appreciate you guys jumping in as you always do. If you want to, you can also share your stories. That may be easier for you every now and then. We give you the phone number if you so want to get your expressions out of what happened with the weather. MoDOT, the roads, your experiences, you can do that at 855-282-8255. We are your Lou information station. We're live and on demand at louinfo.com. Back right after this.
You've seen this. It's brand new. Are you online?
Oh, hey. Oh, so you're new here.
All right, let's get cracking.
Okay, then maybe you should check out our website.
You're insane.
Well, you download songs illegally from the internet.
LouInfo.com. LouInfo.com. The Lou Information Station. 590 AM KLIS, Wood River, St. Louis.
Our origin story begins.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
At Brown & Crouppen, we get that after an accident, money's tight. That's why we offer so much for free. First call, free. First consultation, free. Stuck at home or in the hospital, we'll come to you for free. So call Brown & Crouppen, where we don't get paid unless you do, and your first consultation is free.
When you buy a hot tub, you want more than bubbles. You want value that lasts. At St. Louis Hot Tub Warehouse, their low overhead means premium American-made products priced better than the competition and the best price guarantee in town. They'll beat any local dealer on a comparable model. With over 38 years in business and 400-plus five-star reviews, you can trust they'll be there to service your spa long after the sale. St. Louis Hot Tub Warehouse. Highest quality, best price. Visit besthotTubPrices.com today.
LouInfo.com news headlines. Brought to you by Brown & Crouppen, 222-2222.
Your LouInfo.com news report. Several school districts dismissed early on Monday due to wintry weather. Some schools are getting a late start or are canceling classes today as well. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office is investigating a road rage incident that happened on I-55 near Highway M in the Barnhart area on Monday morning. The shooting happened after an incident between two tractor-trailer drivers. The man who was shot is expected to be okay. A suspect was taken into custody. A Maryland Heights police officer shot and killed an armed man inside a Walgreens on Dorset Road late Sunday afternoon. Maryland Heights officers had responded to a call inside the store when they encountered the man who fired at the officers, and they returned fire. On Monday, Missouri became the 39th state to make sports betting legal. Bettors can wager on how many points a particular athlete will score in a game, so long as it does not involve a Missouri college or university. The Missouri Gaming Commission has 3 employees focused on regulating sports betting, and they're looking to hire a 4th. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com and the free Lou Info app, I'm Jen Austin.
Now, LouInfo.com weather. Presented by STL Sports Central. St. Louis sports. Anytime, anywhere.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. Pretty cold today, but low pressure is out of the way, so we're done with snow for a while. Mix of sun and clouds, and we're in the upper 20s. Overnight, a few lingering clouds, low 20s, and then we get about a 10-degree warm-up on Wednesday, upper 30s and sunny, back into the 20s on Thursday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com and the free Lou Info app.
Tune in each week as STL Sports Central, the Lou Information Station, and the Too Many Men on the Mic podcast present the Mid-States Club Hockey Association Game of the Week. Brought to you by Mattingly Lumber, Vantage Credit Union, Chicken and Pickle, and by the Watson Private Wealth Group at Stifel.
Listen up, fellow timeshare owners. If you're a timeshare owner and you want out at all costs, you're done, frustrated, tired of wasting money, you don't use the darn thing. Get out now. Hire the best Bulldog timeshare cancellation team in the business. Their in-house legal team, headed by a timeshare cancellation lawyer, can help you fight the biggest and baddest companies out there that sell timeshare. At some point, you were using your timeshare, but now you're not, and you're tired of wasting money. Before you go to the poorhouse, call right now and learn how you can stop the maintenance fees and put more money back in your pocket. Their services cost you a lot less than you think, and you'll save a lot of money over time. Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline now. It's a free consultation.
800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. That's 800-824-5131.
Lunchtime just got a whole lot better at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. From mouth-watering wraps to loaded quesadillas to bold, flavor-packed sandwiches, Hot Shots has something fresh every single day, along with your favorite wings, burgers, and pizza that you know and love. And don't sleep on those Hot Shots tacos. Plus, if you gotta be in and out quick for lunch, Hot Shots has you covered every day starting at 11 a.m. Find your nearest Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill now at hotshotsnet.com. That's hotshotsnet.com.
The Earl Austin Experience with Earl Austin Jr. Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. Brought to you by Fast Track Auto Transport, St. Louis's go-to company for all your vehicle transport needs. Visit ftautotrans.com or call 636-677-9004. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Winter's already over, right?
I think it just started.
We haven't even begun winter yet, technically, according to the calendar in this season. When it breaks up our fall, winter, spring, and summer. Welcome into the show this morning. Art City Now, all things St. Louis all the time, and other stories and headlines, news, sports, water cooler talk, whatever, not only from the area, but across the country that people in St. Louis are talking about or care about. We love it when you jump in the show as well. You can do it on X, Facebook, and YouTube. You can live stream us there, jump in on the show via the phone, 855-282-8255 if you're a talker, or you can jump in on the chat lines as well at those aforementioned sites. Producer Rise alongside. I'm Vic Faust. Thanks for jumping in. Like, subscribe, share the show. Let people know what's going on in your world, what kind of experiences you're seeing. And right now, the biggest story in the area, at least from what we have seen, unless we're missing something, was the weather. If you want to call it a storm, it was a whiteout for a while, depending upon where you were driving, where you were, those sorts of things yesterday. Producer Ryan and I sharing some of our experiences. I walked in, and one of the common themes are St. Louis drivers really that bad, or is it the storms? And are we worse than other places? And if you're not from here, feel free to share your thoughts. If you're from here and visited somewhere else and think they're worse than here, that's fine. But it is something that I have seen. I didn't really realize it until I moved away for about 17 years. That doesn't mean I wasn't here for 17 years. It's just I called somewhere else home for 17 years and would be back here all the time visiting family and friends. But when I returned in 2015, all I ever heard was St. Louis drivers are the worst. St. Louis drivers are the worst. Sometimes I think it's storms that cause that. And if storms hit any areas, are people really that good? Rice says people don't slow down. If it's sunny and it's 55, they're driving 55. If it's raining and this, you're driving 55. If there's a snowstorm, you're driving 55. Is that right? Am I characterizing it right?
You're characterizing it right, but I'll give you the real numbers.
Okay.
If it's regular weather and they're supposed to be driving 55, they're driving like 80.
Okay, there you go.
And if it's raining, they'll drive 80, and if it's snowing, they'll do maybe a 60 for you guys. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was seeing yesterday. And I was like, okay, guys, you guys need to chill out. Let me get off on Jameson Road and call it a day, man.
Oh, no, I'll get it. Well, I'm trying to give St. Louis drivers, the St. Louis community, the benefit of the doubt. I really am. Because if you're in a storm or if there's a bunch of snow coming down, and everybody's hitting the road at the same time, you're going to have traffic backups. Now, there's a difference between people causing accidents and just traffic backups, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see any accidents yesterday. However, we're told there were over 100 accidents that were called into police.
I think a lot of the accidents happened while the storm was going and raging and the roads weren't cleaned. Because when we got on the roads, that's when I saw like aftermath of accidents. But I didn't see anything like looking like, oh, this could be an accident. It just looked like people were still driving like it wasn't.
Well, I get that. And I'm not so sure that there was a worse spot yesterday because I think just everybody had a bad spot.
Yeah.
If you were on the road, you were in a bad spot. I joked about this, but at one point in time, I looked at a map around 2:15 maybe, and of the entire St. Louis metropolitan area, and it was all red. Everything was red.
Maybe sprinkle in like 2 lines of yellow.
That's
Maybe.
when you know you have an issue. It's like, uh-oh, okay, we see it. It looked like mass hysteria on the map. Now, when we look at some of these things that are going on, you can also say, okay, where was MoDOT? All right. Could MoDOT have made things easier yesterday? 100%. So this may shock you if you didn't see the news headlines or watch last night, but MoDOT did not pre-treat the roads. And that's what the woman was upset where I go in to get my coffee in the mornings this morning. She's like, MoDOT didn't pre-treat the roads. They knew the storm was coming, but they didn't. So here's what MoDOT had to say. And how do you feel about this? Quote, our expectation was that this was coming in at 4 p.m. this afternoon. Is that them blaming the weather guys, the weather women? Do they rely on the local news or do they have their own weather people?
Oh, man.
That was the opening statement. To me, I'm going, oh, they're flat out calling people out where they got their weather forecast from. Quote, our expectation was that this was coming in at 4 p.m. I was told yesterday at 7 a.m. in the morning and giving a shot by the National Weather Service, a screenshot, that we were supposed to get that around 2, maybe 12 to 2 in that area. That's when the storm hit. Did it come earlier? Maybe. So here's how MoDOT continued to talk. We'll just read it from the get-go. Quote, our expectation was that this was coming in at 4 p.m. this afternoon. So we didn't get out there. What? Do you have to? And here's what I don't understand. And maybe you have to pre-treat the roads right before it happens. Why can't you pre-treat the roads hours before? Does whatever you're putting down for that particular type of storm not stay on the road? Do tires pick it up? Does it push it somewhere else? So we didn't get out there. If we would have known, quote, the storm was coming at noon, we would have got them out there as soon as possible. That's coming from the MoDOT maintenance engineer, Bob Becker. He's the guy you always see on camera. I mean, so I guess you have to pre-treat as close to the storm hitting before? Or I don't know. Maybe I can be educated on that. I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt. I just don't understand. So MoDOT officials said that they were just caught off guard. I guess the sudden change in the forecast, and I guess that did happen where it came earlier. And I guess that can happen with weather. We can talk about weather this, talk about weather that. Things can change. They also said the problem was that it all came at once. And it kind of did. I was on Clayton Road trying to get onto Ladue Road yesterday, or to get onto Lindbergh over there in the Ladue area, right? And I started spinning out in my truck, which has four-wheel drive at first. And I went, oh. I was like, okay, this is tough. And did you have issues driving because you don't have four-wheel drive on your vehicle?
Yeah, that's what made me get off the highway when I got on. And I'm like, whoa.
So those roads were not in good condition.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, this is different. Like, I expected it to be bad, but I didn't think I was going to spin around almost.
So also, according to MoDOT, the sudden change in the forecast shifted the department's plan that they initially had in place, impacting their preparedness and pre-treating the roads prior to the first round of snowfall yesterday. They said it all came at once. So obviously, drivers across the entire St. Louis region were reported being stranded on the highway, experiencing delays in the travels. And it didn't help, as I've said before, when work and school and whatever all leaves at the same time. And everybody left right after noon. I'm not kidding. Everything started getting called off. So then you have the storm hitting. You have no road treating. And then everybody, let's go hit the roads at the same time. And that is your trifecta for a disaster, which is what the St. Louis area saw yesterday afternoon. Road waves were overwhelmed, and it was all throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area, not just one part. And if you were in any of those situations, feel free to let us know where you were, what your situations were. Did you see people driving normal? And what my experience was, I didn't see anybody acting crazy, do anything stupid. I didn't. I just saw a storm that was going on, roads that were not good, and a lot of cars all out there at the same time. Now, if MoDOT would have pre-treated, would it have helped? Yeah, of course it would have. But you still have all those cars in wintry condition. I'm not so sure the conditions, or at least the traffic, would have been that much better. Cars may not have been stranded. There may not have been as many crashes, but you never know. Just put it this way. Just in St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, not even going into the county, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., there were over 100 crashes reported. How do you get police response when you have that many crashes at the same time? And it's freezing cold and windy and blustery, and you're stuck, maybe, depending upon the accident. That sounds like a total nightmare. So MoDOT went on to say that their primary concern were the roadways freezing overnight. So what does the morning commute look like today? Feel free to jump in if you've been around, or if you've driven something today, if you've heard something, if you've talked to somebody. They said that they were continuing to treat the roads overnight into this morning, hoping that conditions would be better this morning for when people go out and about and do whatever they're doing. So that's where we are. That's what's going on. And if you're driving this morning and listening to us, I'm curious what they may look like. Obviously, you don't need to let us know if stay focused on the roads. My drive in this morning, the highways were okay. They weren't great. There were some roads. The side roads, side streets seemed fine. But then again, how fast are you driving? Where are you going? And what kind of traffic? I dealt with no traffic early this morning. You didn't either, right? Now there's going to be traffic on the morning commute.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Unless, now school can make a big difference. There are a lot of schools that are off today, or doing some sort of remote learning, or having late starts. So that will also help the roadways this morning. So there will be less people on the roads. And maybe, just maybe, other workers are allowing people to work from home for the morning. Maybe work has that. So you're not going to see the amount of people on the roads this morning. I don't think. Not even close. I don't know. I could be wrong. But that's the way I see that happening right now when it comes to what we have seen with the roads and the things that are going on. So we talk about some of the crashes and the things that just happened yesterday. So, I mean, here's what we've got with the weather forecast as we continue and kind of wrap that up a little bit. Clouds allegedly are going to be around today. We're going to have an early morning dip into the 10s. So it's cold. I mean, it is really, and it was cold this morning. When you walked into the studio this morning, you brought the cold with you. I felt cold all over you.
You saw what I pulled up in. Gloves, jacket,
so
beanie.
Temperatures are going to be in the 20s throughout the day. So just be ready for that. I mean, you're talking about a high maybe of 29 today. If it's windy, it's going to be colder. It is going to warm up tomorrow. It's supposed to get up to about 40 tomorrow on Wednesday. Then dip again for Thursday, back down into the low 20s. And you get a little warm up for the weekend. The warm up is 36, 37, 34 and sunny. Yippee-ki-yay. We got to love that. All right. So the cold front's going to push in Wednesday night, those clouds. We may get a little bit of flurry action, but that's it. No other snowfall in the forecast that we can see for the foreseeable future. So that's a good thing. That's a good sign of where we are and what's happening. It is interesting, though, when we talk about what happened yesterday. Here's what was reported by the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department. From 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., SLMPD, St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, received 450 calls for service. Oh my gosh. 450 times the phone ringing, calls coming in that period. Their latest data, they had 111 accident calls, 10 injury calls, 38 assist motorist calls. So as of last night, they were urging people to stay home, and that still may be the case this morning until the roads get a little better. So those were some of the specifics of things that were going on when it came to the storms yesterday. My, oh my. And then I don't know how this happened, but it is sad, and it's just a reminder. Maybe we've all been guilty of this at one point in time or not. And it's something that Rye was talking about a little earlier, and it is a serious deal. A man did lose his life yesterday. He crashed into an emergency vehicle on 55 in Jefferson County. It was during the storm. According to the crash report from the Missouri State Highway Patrol, you're talking about a 54-year-old Peevely man. Was driving about 150 in the middle of that storm, I-55 south at Imperial Main Street, when his Ford Ranger pickup truck lost control and slid. It literally slid on that slick roadway into the back of a fire truck that was parked literally in the right lane with its emergency lights on. So the impact slammed the pickup driver's side into the back of the fire truck. And it's sad because the man was pronounced deceased at the scene, and he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. So the impact took his life. And that's the more serious side of things that can happen when you're dealing with some of this weather and some of those conditions and those things that are going on. So feel free to let us know, as we said, about what your conditions looked like yesterday, the things that you saw, the things that you were dealing with. Are St. Louis residents really bad drivers, or is it the situation? I don't know. My experience yesterday was not. It was more or less the situation and the circumstances that cause things. But that doesn't mean we don't have drivers that do things here and do things there, like Rye sees. And you're a responsible driver for being a younger man too, which is very, very, very good on your part, right?
Yeah. I can say that I've gotten better over my years.
You'll save a lot of money if you don't do stupid stuff. Don't do the stupid S-hit stuff. Don't do it, or you'll pay.
I think I've done enough stupid S-hit stuff for a long, long time.
All right. I try to tell my boys. My daughter was like, don't do it.
Oh, yeah. And shout out your son, too. I saw on X, he got first team honors, right?
Yeah. Thank you. He was defensive conference player of the year, and then I guess St. Louis Metro Coaches Association first teamer safety. So we appreciate it. Thanks, buddy. Off the beaten path. Yeah, now we deal with all this recruiting stuff. By the way, tomorrow is an early signing period, and there's a lot of kids who are signing early tomorrow. My son will be waiting as we go through this recruiting process. So thanks for the shout out. By the way, when we come back, we will be getting into more of this weather, the driving, the traffic, the Blues. And it is interesting how quickly things change for the Blues. They were finishing up a 3-game homestand. They had won the first 2 games. And last night it fell apart. And it fell apart quick, so much so that Jordan Bennington was pulled and then had words with the head coach. Now, we know Jordan Bennington is, he's one of the best that we've ever seen in St. Louis for a reason. He's good. He's tough. He's strong-minded, strong-willed. Was this just a one-off? Or is something brewing there? There were rumors about him being, quote, on the trading block, allegedly, over a week ago. So who knows? And he did not have a good game last night, pulled early. Is it something to be concerned with? I don't know. We'll see. We'll get into the Blue side from that coming up. I'm telling you, a lot of these, it's 2026 is a concert year of former groups that were massively popular coming back into the St. Louis area. We'll tell you about that. We'll let you know when Mizzou football will be accepting their bowl and maybe some of the possibilities from that standpoint as well. And did you wager last night on the first? I should have on the Monday Night Football game. It seemed way too easy as the Patriots won. We'll get into that as well. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing the show. You can follow us on X, Facebook, and YouTube. As always, jump in. Arch City Now is where you find us. Producer Rise alongside. I'm Vic Faust. If you want to call, you can do that as well. 855-282-8255. This is the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com. Back with more right after this.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
The Lou Information Station, 590 AM KLIS, Wood River, St. Louis.
USA Radio News, I'm John Summers. Arizona Senator Mark Kelly says President Trump has threatened to kill him.
Trying to silence me, in proposing to court-martial me, in threatening to kill me for fighting back when our democracy demands that we must fight back.
It comes after Kelly and other Democratic lawmakers were featured in a viral video urging service members to refuse unlawful orders. Kelly told reporters Monday, since then, Trump has said he and his fellow Democrats should be arrested, hanged, and executed. Kelly said Trump's trying to bully him, but it won't work. The Department of War says it's open to review into allegations of misconduct by Kelly, a former Navy captain. President Trump set to hold a cabinet meeting at the White House today. It comes as the White House doubles down on its use of lethal force against Venezuelan drug boats. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt was asked about a Washington Post report. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth ordered the killing of everyone aboard a drug boat in the Caribbean, leading to a second strike to eliminate 2 survivors. Leavitt said all aspects of the September strike were legal. One of the sons of Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman pleaded guilty to drug trafficking charges in Chicago federal court. Joaquin Guzman Lopez's attorney spoke after he entered the guilty plea Monday.
The government has been very fair with Joaquin thus far. This has been an unusual case, obviously, but I'm hoping for the best.
Lopez originally pleaded not guilty after his arrest last year in Texas. Prosecutors say he admitted to running the notorious and ruthless Sinaloa cartel, confessing to carrying out a kidnapping plot, and promised to cooperate with the government for a lighter sentence. Sentencing scheduled June 1st. Guzman's father, El Chapo, is serving a life sentence after his conviction in 2019 for his role as the former leader of the Sinaloa cartel. From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. But what's more, MediShare members like it. We know this from member surveys. They like it a lot. It's a proven thing now. MediShare has been around for over 30 years. It's a Christian. Here's the thing, too. If you join before November 30th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they will waive your application fee. So you save $100 right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. Again, the deadline is November 30th, so call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. Call 855-SHARE-40. That's 855-SHARE 40, 855-SHARE-40.
We interrupt this program for an on-the-spot news report.
News reports on the Lou Information Station are presented by Brown and Crouppen. 222-2222.
St. Louis sports fans, now you can go deeper with STL Sports Central Insiders. Get exclusive access to Bernie Miklasz, Randy Carricker, Mike Claiborne, Jamal Mayers, and more. Plus, your chance to watch a Blues game in the alumni box with Jamal himself. Also, monthly giveaways, Bernie's columns all week, and you'll be supporting local sports media. Join now at stlsportscentral.com.
When you're building something new, you need a partner you can count on. I'm Big Toe Media founder Dave Green, and with our company, we didn't want just another bank. We wanted people who understood what we were trying to create and who were there for us every step of the way. That's why we chose Home Bank. From business lending to everyday banking, Home Bank has been much more than a bank. They're the kind of people who answer the phone, know your name, and believe in your vision. And the trust goes both ways. Home Bank doesn't just support our growth, they share in it. They take pride in helping local businesses succeed because they know when we win, the whole community wins. Business isn't just about numbers, it's about relationships. And with Home Bank, those relationships make all the difference. Home Bank is the team behind our team. Visit myhomebank.bank or call 855-577-2001. Home Bank, member FDIC, more than a bank. They're your business partner.
Lunchtime just got a whole lot better at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. From mouth-watering wraps to loaded quesadillas to bold, flavor-packed sandwiches, Hot Shots has something fresh every single day, along with your favorite wings, burgers, and pizza that you know and love. And don't sleep on those Hot Shots tacos. Plus, if you gotta be in and out quick for lunch, Hot Shots has you covered every day starting at 11 a.m. Find your nearest Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill now at hotshotsnet.com. That's hotshotsnet.com.
The Lou Information Station presents Arch City Now with Vic Faust.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. Love talking high school football in the breaks with my boy Rye. That is producer Rye. I am Vic Faust. This is Arch City Now. Happy December 2nd. Good morning, St. Louis. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. All things St. Louis all the time, and other headlines, news, sports, water cooler talk, not only from the area, but around the country that people are talking about. Love it when you guys jump in on the show as well. And let us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. What's going on in your life? We love to promote businesses and people. Good Samaritans, positive, what's happening. Not enough of it gets put out there. Yes, we got a lot of negative. We got those things that happen, such as life as we know it, but just try to promote the positive. Yeah, the storm yesterday, the driving conditions throughout the St. Louis area, we're talking about that. We'll take your comments, your concerns, things that you saw. MoDOT, we'll get into that a little bit later, said that they weren't prepared. They did not treat the roads, but I'm not giving MoDOT a pass, but I'm also saying even if the roads were treated, everybody left at the same time from their work, their school, their job, whatever the heck was going on. And then you still had some whiteout conditions with the storm, and everybody's on the road at the same time, and everybody should be driving slower. I'm sorry, they should be. There were over 111 accidents reported just in the St. Louis City area. So, yeah, it was bad, but still, it all hit at one time. And allegedly, it came early. The storm came early. So that put people in a bind. But yeah, if you were stuck in traffic yesterday for a while, that's a bummer. I think we all were at some point in time, and we got through it. So there you go. From that standpoint, life was better, and it's now Tuesday, December 2nd. Now it's just damn cold. So we're going to have to deal with the cold today for a while. And we always like to say, well, it could be worse. And, temperatures in the teens this morning. We're supposed to get up to about 29 today. Get a little warmer tomorrow, which will be nice, maybe up near 40. Back down in the 20s. And then after that, for the rest of the week, supposed to get back into the mid-30s by the weekend. It's not December. It's not winter yet. It's December 2nd, but it sure feels like it. That's for sure. From the chat line, Donna says, hey, Vic, producer Rye. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday, December 2nd to Arch City Now. You can also jump in on X, Facebook, and YouTube at that name, Arch City Now. And there's, we'll give you the number later if you want to call. Actually, 855-282-8255. We're here Monday through Friday, as you know, and we appreciate you guys jumping in. 6 to 8 a.m. Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us Monday through Friday as well. The former Blue Cam Jansen and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. They take you from 8 to 10. Jennifer Bardot's show every Tuesday from 10 to 11 today. Grit, her business show. And then the Charlie Tuna and the Posse crew coming at you 11 to 1 Monday through Friday. If you want to know anything else about the show, about the lineup, about the content and the programming that we do here, you can go to luinfo.com. Once again, that is luinfo.com. Okay. Talked a lot about the road conditions, the weather, the last hour. We've also got a condition, something that's happening right now when it comes to the St. Louis Blues. Now, the Blues won the first two games of their homestand. Tight games, but they won against good teams. They played their third straight team at home that was up near the top of the conference. Anaheim had been playing very well, trying to figure out what kind of team they were. Well, it was interesting because last night we saw the Blues come out in the first period and not look great. Anaheim scored 2 quick first period goals. They ended up beating the Blues 4-1. Those things can happen. Jordan Kyrou scored for the Blues. That was pretty good. Joel Hofer came on and, and he did his best. Made 19 saves, made some really good saves in relief of Jordan Bennington. And I say, what? In relief of? Well, I'm not looking to start something, and I'm just wondering what is going on. Jordan Bennington gave up 2 goals in the first 5 shots that he faced from, a pretty good distance. So Jim Montgomery pulled him. He pulled Bennington. Was it to send a message? Did he see Bennington being off? Was Bennington tired? He shouldn't have been tired. He's a super athlete. But he pulled him. And that was with 9:35 remaining in the first period. Anaheim was up 2-1. And I went, oh, because Hofer's been hot and coming off a shutout as well. But he came in and he did pretty good. I mean, one of those goals, he gave up 1 goal. One of those goals was an empty netter at the end of the game. Blues pulled their goalie. They pulled Hofer, with about 3.5 minutes left. Had some good shots. They just couldn't get a goal to make it a 3-2 game. But the thing about it was, you see Bennington get pulled. Okay, it'd be fine. But then he said something to Montgomery. They had words with each other. And you're like, uh-oh, is something going on there? Did something happen? Well, Montgomery afterwards said that it was done. They exchanged words. He said it was over, and that was it. But is it done? I hope. A lot of times sports, those things happen. Heat of the moment type of situations. But I don't know. Jim Montgomery came into the presser after the game and said, it's over and done with. I'm pulling Jordan Billington. But is there a goaltender issue? Bennington has not been better than average to start the year, and they need him to. Hofer seems to be coming along pretty well now after a horrendous start. Or are we making it more of a big deal? If a coach says it's over and done with, should we not be talking about it? Okay. I've been around a long time, and that's fine. But yeah, us Blues fans don't want there to be any issues. I don't want there to be any issues, but come on. Bennington has not been good. And then he and the coach argue, and then he gets pulled off. Yeah, I get it. But at the same point in time, has the defense been the best that they can be for Bennington? I don't know. I don't know if it's over and done with. And then I wonder, rumors last week about Bennington and trade rumors, true or not, were out there. Edmonton. That gets in the back of your head too. It can. Bennington's never been a guy that seemed like he allows anything to get to him. And we love him here. I love him too. I do. I don't know if there's something there or not. I just know that defense and goaltending is not a good thing. Obviously, you score 1 goal, you're not going to win games. So it wasn't a good day for the Blues. Not only did they lose, but they lost Jimmy Snuggerud. I mean, they're already waiting on Jake Neighbors to get back. And then they lose Jimmy Snuggerud. And that's a freaking nightmare situation as well. He's going to miss at least 6 weeks now after being placed on the IR with a left wrist injury that's going to require surgery. You don't come back from that quick, especially being a hockey player, and you think of how important your wrists are. And then Toropchenko is now week to week, as we talked about yesterday, after sustaining scalding burns on his legs in an accident at home. It's like, what? Burns so bad to his legs that they have to take a look at this from week to week. So you're like, what the heck is going on with the Blues right now? Maybe a little snake bit, who knows? They're going to get back out on the road. So they got a couple days off. Then they head to Boston on Thursday. They got a 3-game road trip coming up. They've got Boston on Thursday. They've got Ottawa on Saturday. And then Sunday, they have Montreal. So we'll see where the Blues are. We'll see what they can get going. We'll see where they are. But last night they had a chance to pull 500. And they weren't able to do it. So that was kind of a bummer. You know, their record's 9, 11, and 7. You always want to get to that 500 mark. They've got 25 points. They've played 27 games. Who are the Blues? Are they going to be a team that's fighting for a playoff spot the entire way? Is that a bad thing? I don't know. They've played some tight games. They just haven't won those games. And then you look at who they're getting ready to play. Thursday night, they're at Boston. Boston has 30 points. You know, so they've won 15 games, but they've lost 12. No overtime losses. So 15 and 12. May seem 30 points. They only have 5 more points in the Blues, and that's second place in the Eastern Conference in the Atlantic Division. That's not bad. Then on Saturday, they play Ottawa again. Ottawa's got 28 points, only 3 points more than the Blues. And then Sunday, they got Montreal. Guess what? Montreal, 13 and 8 and 3, 29 points. So while the Blues have not been good, so to speak, and have an under 500 record, they're still in the thick of things. 25 points. They're not that far out of the final playoff spot. So not all is lost. They still have the nucleus for a team. It would be nice to see their entire team be healthy. Get to see Neighbors and Snuggerud all playing together, keep those lines in order, as we know in St. Louis and talk about, so those things can happen. So anyway, that's where you are from the Blues standpoint when it comes to those situations. Okay. Jump in if you want to. X, Facebook, YouTube, let us know how you feel. Is there something with the Blues? Are you concerned from that standpoint? You're allowed to say, nope, nothing's there. Or, yeah, I'm concerned. We know that those things can happen. All right. Yesterday was the first day of legalized wagering in the state of Missouri. I wanted to do it. I didn't. It caught up on me. I was making dinner for my son. I was going to put a wager down last night on the team I hate most, and that's the Patriots. But you know what? I'm starting to like them more now. Belichick's gone. Vrabel's still there, but I like Vrabel as a coach. He's my type of guy. I like him. Actually, the NFL team, and it's like I always despise the Rams because of why, but then I love Matthew Stafford. I love Puka Nacua. Those guys are Kyron Williams, St. Louis guy. I love to promote our own. Really respect him. Family. Hung out with his dad a couple nights down at Wenty's in the Chesterfield Valley, talking football, talking Kyron. Vianney boy, love that as well. So I was going to take the Patriots and give up the 7 points and take my easy money. And it would have been easy money. So I did not wager. I'm curious if anybody signed up for some new accounts. If you won, if you lost, if you had good experiences, were there any issues, so forth. I had a couple compliments on the interview we had with Mike Palm yesterday, the VP of Circus Sports. Loved the interview with him yesterday, by the way. Gave us a lot of really good feedback, information, and so forth. But as I'm watching the Patriots go up 10-0, I'm like, oh man, I should have laid that bet. And we've all been there if you've been into wagering. I was gonna do that. But has it ever been the other way where if you were gonna lose the bet, you're like, oh, thank God I didn't do that? Yep, I've been there too. It was like, okay, my guardian angel, my guardian wagering angel stopped me. Yeah. So it is what it is.
Remember when I was talking about LaMelo Ball yesterday?
What did you say about LaMelo yesterday?
So on the betting apps or whatever, yesterday LaMelo's line for his points and his over was like 19.5.
Okay.
And that's pretty low for LaMelo because usually he averages like 22, 23. But if you look into it, LaMelo has been on a minutes restriction for the past like 8 games because he came back from another ankle injury. So he was only going to play 25 minutes. The betting line people they're not going to tell you that, of course. So everybody was probably just pushing in. Yeah, LaMelo's going to get 20 tonight, right? Guess how much LaMelo had last night?
Oh. So wait a minute. The over-under was 19?
19.5. So he had to get 20.
19.5. He had to score 20. And how many minutes did he play? But we didn't know that before.
Yeah, we didn't know that
So
before.
that's kind of, never mind. Don't tell me that.
I thought he was going to play I knew he wasn't playing 30. So I was like either 24 to 25.
Oh, so then it sounds the way you're setting us up that he did not go over. He did not get 20 points.
No, not at all. He had
10.
He had 12 points.
Okay, there you go.
And the thing is,
you called that yesterday.
I was like,
you were 100% on that.
And then in my head, I'm like, if I were to bet on LaMelo now for the rest of the season, like, here's my Ryan's picks, right? I would do only his rebounds and assists. Like, he always cashes his assists, though, for sure.
Okay. There you go. The right picks when it comes to the NBA, no doubt about it. But yeah, I would just, if anybody had any ideas on where you were, shared experiences, what groups you're using. Mike told us yesterday you need to have at least 3 apps. 3 apps if you're into this in the St. Louis area. And look for the best lines. Everybody offers something different, whether it's parlays, whether it's player, whether it's team, whether it's point spreads. Things come in differently on different games, different matchups, and so forth. So yesterday was the first day, history making day in the state of Missouri, whether you like it, whether you don't. I read the stories of positivity. I also read the stories where addiction can happen as well. Okay, I get it. Do it responsibly. But as Mike said, you have to look at it as entertainment. What would you be spending for entertainment?
I literally think of it like that.
I saw you shaking your head yesterday. You agreed with it. Even at your age, you already understand that and get that.
Because I'm a smart man with my money. Like, I'll never, I spend like the smallest amount on if I were ever to wager something. Because 99% of the time, you're not going to get anyway. So, like, if you're spending $5, like, this is how I think of it. If you're going to go to some place to the gas station and spend $5 on something that's unhealthy to eat, like, might as well spend $5 and maybe make $125 and watch the game on your fat flat screen TV and chill out instead of,
yeah. No, that makes sense.
It's $5, it's nothing crazy.
Well, I do. And you can have some fun. That's for sure. You can have some fun.
Yeah. But I don't do it like every day though.
But I just figured most of the money last night would have been on the Patriots -7. It just seemed like it was so obvious.
Yeah, it did seem obvious, but you know how the NFL is.
Yeah, we know how the NFL is. You don't know what's going to happen in the NFL.
Like, who was starting for the Giants yesterday? Winston?
No, Jackson Dart did.
Back?
Yeah.
See, that's why. Like, you never know.
And if anybody follows, I feel bad. That kid needs to protect himself, or he's not going to be around long.
Oh yeah, remember his interview with John Gruden?
No, I don't.
He had like a thing with John Gruden. You know how John Gruden has
the
young
the quarterback,
the quarterback thing, right? He was like, he asked him, what Coach Gruden would do if he saw you running like that, and he was like, "Get down, coach." And then Dart was like, Gruden asked him, "What were you thinking in your head?" He's like, "I'm gonna run him over, coach." So like,
yeah, that ain't gonna happen in the NFL.
Yeah, I
not for long. You won't be around for long. The NFL, not for long when it comes to injuries. And if you just ain't getting it cut, you won't be around for long. Yeah. Just like Cam Scatterbo. Those things will happen. So anyway, that happened last night. Patriots going to win 33-15. They're 11-2. They're the best team in the NFL record-wise. Are they the best team in the NFL? We'll see. Although I do find this interesting because we know we have fans of all teams. In 2 nights, there's another interesting matchup already. Do you see who's playing Thursday night?
NFL?
Yeah.
Oh.
The Dallas Cowboys
Again.
at the Detroit Lions.
Oh, yeah, that's a big-time game for both teams.
Yeah, the Cowboys have now knocked off both Super Bowl teams from last year, and I believe that was in back-to-back weeks, and now they're playing the Lions. The Lions cannot – they have more injuries now. I mean, you want to talk about a team for 2 years? They've had more injuries than any team you can imagine. Really, they have. The 49ers were up there too, but they have now had another cornerback, Terry Arnold, who is now on the injured reserve list. So the Lions are – I mean, if the Lions lose, I don't see how they're going to make the playoffs all of a sudden.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think both of these teams are making the playoffs this year.
They both have to win to make it. They both do.
That NFC West, it looks like
they
got
it is.
Yeah. So
no doubt about it. So that's your big game coming up Thursday night as well. So anyway, that information's out there. We'll see NFL moving forward. Lane Kiffin, LSU had his presser yesterday. LSU people ate it up. I mean, it is what it is. I don't care where a coach goes. NCAA did this. Eventually, it's going to hurt other sports. I despise the current situation, how it's set up in the NCAA.
Terrible.
It is what it is, and you have to deal with it. Players are not getting hurt by him leaving. Sorry, they're not. You're independent contractors as players. You're independent contractors as coaches. The recruiting side of everything has changed 100%. Nobody's good to anybody anymore. They're not. Coaches will lie to you in recruiting more so than ever before. They'll lie to you when you're there. They'll lie to you. It's just, you can't believe anything you hear anymore when it comes to college sports. It is semi-pro, and it's not, and a lot of money's being taken from other sports too.
And it's not even like, it doesn't feel like college anymore. The atmosphere, the fans are always going to be there, but it doesn't feel like I have any connection to any of the players. Cause even if he's a one and done, okay, he's a one and done in basketball, right?
One and done.
Yeah. He's a one and done in basketball. That's cool. Right. But in football now, there are guys that are basically one and done at your school because they're going to be there for 1 year and then they're just going to transfer if they don't get enough money, playing time.
They
could just, I don't like the school anyway. That's cool. But it's too much now. So yeah.
Well, that was the other headline from yesterday. Mizzou, by the way, we'll probably find out. It's this Sunday. They're up for about 4 or 5 different bowl games. We'll find out. Same with Illinois. Next Sunday, we'll find that out. And then, of course, some interesting conference championship matchups this week. Indiana, Ohio State. Looking forward to that 1 versus 2 coming up Saturday night. So anyway, we'll get into more of that. We'll talk more about the weather, what's happening. What are St. Louis drivers really that bad, or is it just the conditions? That's a question we put out there this morning, earlier today. We'll get back into that when we come back as well after this break. You can stream us. Let us know. Jump in. Let us know. We're the worst drivers. Are we? Is it conditions? We'll talk about MoDOT again. Were you upset that MoDOT didn't pre-treat the roads? They admitted it. They said, we got caught, kind of got caught with our pants down. We thought the storm was coming later. Sorry. 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. You can also jump in on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Stream us there at Arch City Now. Producer Rice here. I'm Vic Faust. This is the Lou Information Station. We are live and on demand at louinfo.com.
Hot Take Central 2.0.
Now, as you sports fans know, it's really getting out of hand, man. It's going way out of control.
With Cam Jansen.
I'm going to lead you down the path that rocks.
And Jimmy the Cat Hayes.
You're a legend in the city, living by day instead of night.
Weekday mornings from 8 to 10.
Hell yeah.
Only on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com. Hot Take Central 2.0.
This whole situation is getting out of control.
buddy.
What do you say, buddy?
Man, life comes at you fast. 1 minute you're cruising home, the next flashing lights in your rear view.
And that's when you need backup. With the Legal Buddy app, you can connect to a local attorney in seconds.
Seconds? Not waiting days for a callback?
Nope, right away. DWI, car accident, criminal charge, traffic ticket, Legal Buddy's got your back.
So it's like having a lawyer in your pocket.
Exactly. Someone ready to step in the moment you need them, no matter the situation.
That's peace of mind.
That's Legal Buddy.
We're always going to be buddies, right?
All right, where do I get this?
Just download the Legal Buddy app at LegalBuddyApp.com. Register and use code LEGAL for your chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card.
Nice. Tickets, accidents, legal trouble, you're covered.
The Legal Buddy app, always on your side. Download it today. Enter code LEGAL for your chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card.
Buddy, it don't get much better than this.
Yep.
LouInfo.com news headlines. Brought to you by Brown and Crouppen. GetBC.com.
Your LouInfo.com news report. Several school districts dismissed early on Monday due to wintry weather. Some schools are getting a late start or are canceling classes today as well. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office is investigating a road rage incident that happened on I-55 near Highway M in the Barnhart area on Monday morning. The shooting happened after an incident between two tractor-trailer drivers. The man who was shot is expected to be okay. A suspect was taken into custody. A Maryland Heights police officer shot and killed an armed man inside a Walgreens on Dorset Road late Sunday afternoon. Maryland Heights officers had responded to a call inside the store when they encountered the man who fired at the officers, and they returned fire. On Monday, Missouri became the 39th state to make sports betting legal. Bettors can wager on how many points a particular athlete will score in a game, so long as it does not involve a Missouri college or university. The Missouri Gaming Commission has 3 employees focused on regulating sports betting, and they're looking to hire a 4th. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at LouInfo.com and the free Lou Info app, I'm Jen Austin.
Now, LouInfo.com weather. Presented by STL Sports Central. St. Louis sports. Anytime, anywhere.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. Pretty cold today, but low pressure is out of the way, so we're done with snow for a while. Mix of sun and clouds, and we're in the upper 20s. Overnight, a few lingering clouds, low 20s, and then we get about a 10-degree warm-up on Wednesday, upper 30s and sunny, back into the 20s on Thursday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at LouInfo.com and the free Lou Info app.
Joined now by the boss, Dave Green. Dave, we're building something pretty special here, but running a growing media company takes great content. Tell us why you chose Home Bank for your business banking.
For us, it's all about relationships. With Home Bank, we're not just an account number. We know the people there, and they know us, our goals, and where we're headed. That personal connection makes all the difference.
Greener, when you say relationships, what does that really look like?
They not only know my name, Cam, they know our business. And when I need something, whether it's a phone call or a text, weekday or weekend, morning or night, I get a response from someone I know and help with whatever I need.
That's huge. And for a business like ours, you need a bank that can move at the pace you're moving.
Exactly. We're in a fast-changing media world, and Home Bank has been a steady partner through it all.
Home Bank is a team behind our team. Visit myhomebank.bank or call 855-577-2001.
Home Bank, member FDIC, more than a bank, they're your business partner. When you buy a hot tub, you want more than bubbles. You want value that lasts. At St. Louis Hot Tub Warehouse, their low overhead means premium American-made products priced better than the competition, and the best price guarantee in town. They'll beat any local dealer on a comparable model. With over 38 years in business and 400-plus 5-star reviews, you can trust they'll be there to service your spa long after the sale. St. Louis Hot Tub Warehouse, highest quality, best price. Visit besthоttubprices.com today.
Is your brand stuck on the sidelines? Tired of feeling like your marketing budget is just the bench? Well, then it's time to get in the game with EyeSight Media. We don't just put your brand near the action, we put you in the action. Imagine this, your company front and center, showcased in NCAA and pro stadiums and arenas nationwide. If you're ready to elevate your brand to MVP status, don't miss this shot. Visit eyesightmediagroup.com today to apply for an in-arena partnership. That's eyesightmediagroup.com.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at LouInfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. December 2nd. Good morning, St. Louis. It is Tuesday. It is cold. That's right. It's in the teens this morning. It's going to warm up to about 29 today. Tomorrow we're supposed to get up in the 40s, then drop back down into the 20s for Thursday. But the weekend, yippee, mid-30s and sun. It's not winter yet. Just feels like it. We got snow. Already had schools using quote snow days yesterday and today. Yeah, be sure to check. You already know by now. It's 7 o'clock, or it's almost 7:30, 7:35. If you're out in the roads, they seem to be a little bit better today than yesterday. MoDOT actually treated the roads by now. If you didn't hear by now, MoDOT yesterday did not treat the roads. They said that the storm came early and they weren't ready. Literally, Bob Becker, who runs things over there at MoDOT, said, we expected the storm to hit at 4, so we didn't treat the roads. I don't know, man. That just what time do they treat the roads before a storm comes? I literally need somebody to help teach me this. Do you have to put whatever you're putting down like right before the storm comes for the most effectiveness? And it could be that, because if too many cars come by, if there's too much traffic, does that take away from whatever you're putting down? Maybe that's what happens. I'm like, I guess you just can't go treat at 8 a.m. and say, yep, storm's coming at 4, we'll be fine. So anyway, there are radar images. You do know, I mean, it wasn't like the storm just all of a sudden started out in Wentzville. I mean, it was coming, right? It was coming up from Jeff City, I thought. But anyway, got about 2 to 4 inches of snow. Some of the more northern counties got about 5 inches of snow. Just in the St. Louis City area, over 110 accidents reported. How about 450 calls into St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department? That's not including the county, St. Louis County, or other places that got hit. Yeah, it was a disaster going home. But here's the deal when you think about things. Yeah, the roads were not great. They weren't. But everybody all of a sudden starts to go home. School starts to get called. Daycares close. And then guess what? Everybody hits the highway at the exact same time. It was the perfect storm, as in regards to the recipe. Roads not great. Snow actually coming down. And then everybody on the highway together at the same time. We're going to beat the traffic. And then everybody's out together in the traffic. So then that caused the issues. At one point in time, myself and Ryan both looked at our traffic maps for the St. Louis metropolitan area, and it was one big red disaster. Everything was red. All the highways and the roads were red, meaning there was traffic everywhere if you were out trying to drive. I don't know, maybe from 1-ish, maybe to 4-ish, maybe in that time frame, maybe even before 1. I don't know. It was not good. So MoDOT didn't treat the roads. They're better. I mean, the roads were better today than what I drove on yesterday. If you haven't been out yet, if you have been out already, you know what you're dealing with and you see what you're dealing. So take it easy and go from there. So I pull into my place, my gas station, my mart, so to speak, this morning, get my coffee as I do in the mornings. And my friend at the front desk, she was like, St. Louis drivers are the worst. She didn't grow up here. She moved here now. But is that true? Are we really that bad in the St. Louis area? And if we're bad, what is it that makes us bad? I mean, I lived in Detroit for 11 years, and I didn't hear people in Detroit talking about themselves being the worst drivers. I didn't think St. Louis was that bad. Ryan looked at me earlier like I was crazy. Didn't you? And you're like, Vic, come on. We need to get better in the St. Louis area when it comes to driving.
They do. I think they're just ignorant. I think they know how to drive.
Us as a whole.
Yes.
Because we're a team.
No, I'm not a part of that team. I've been gone for 4 years. I thought it'd be better. It's still been the same.
And it hasn't gotten any better, has it?
So gotten worse, actually.
From the chat line, just the word snow causes problems on the roads. People freak. You can jump in on the chat line on Facebook, X, YouTube. Give us your comments. Listen to the show there. Stream us live. Like, subscribe, share the show. But it is interesting because I start to, and that's not the first time I have heard this from somebody talking about St. Louis drivers, and they didn't grow up here. They learned to drive in a different state and then moved here. And then I heard it from somebody else. So it's probably been 4 or 5 different people that are not from this state who all say the same thing that you do, Ryan, that St. Louis area drivers are not great. And it's not even when it's storming, but before storms. And then when the storms come, it just makes things worse. But I'm not necessarily thinking that, quote, bad driving or bad driving decisions caused issues yesterday or the most. That's not what you're saying either, though, I don't think, when it comes to that. It's just in general.
I think personally, if the roads were clean and not clean, but if the roads were like fixed,
A little better.
it would have been
treated.
Yeah, if they were treated, it would have been way better. It was the fact that every time I tried to drive, I could literally feel my car sliding.
That's true. Okay. I have 4x4 in my truck, and I was on Clayton Road in Ladue trying to come up to Lindbergh, and I started from a stop I was at a stoplight. Even my tires started to skid. I'm like, oh.
Did you go on the highway?
Yeah, and then I got onto Highway 40 at Lindbergh and headed west, and I didn't have any issues. It just took time.
Yeah.
It took a lot of time because you had to go slow, and it seemed like everybody else had the same idea that I did. We're all going to drive back to our places where we want to be for at least the next 3, 4, 5 hours. Everybody was out at the same time. But then we found out that MoDOT didn't treat the roads, which could have made it better because they missed the storm. I don't know how you miss a storm. I'm not trying to come down on MoDOT because, once again, I compare MoDOT and forecasters, weather people, to referees. We shouldn't notice you. And it's one of those thankless jobs. It's like, okay, if you're doing your job, then there's no issues. But if we're starting to notice you, then there's an issue. And you chose that job. So when there's problems, obviously, you know what rolls downhill. So that's what happens. And then, of course, we're just getting in the start of this for winter too. What's going to happen? I mean, it's December 2nd. We've had 2 days now of weather thing. Could you have imagined if what happened on Friday night into Saturday would have happened during the week? No. During a weekday? No, that would have knocked us out too. We got fortunate already because that would have knocked out another school day or a work day, and then people would have been dealing with that. So right now, count your blessings, but it's December 2nd. Last year, school days were all used up too. And it's just December 2nd. It's not even technically seasonally winter yet, but there you go. We'll see where it all goes from that standpoint. If you wanted to share some of your concerns, what you saw, I know it may sound bizarre, but my drive headed out west on 40 yesterday, just after lunchtime, packed, lots of traffic, took double the time, but I didn't see people driving stupid. I wasn't driving stupid. Of course, does anybody ever think they're really driving stupid? Do all these St. Louis drivers that I was told this morning again, St. Louis drivers, they're the worst. But then she's like, I shouldn't have said that. And I was like, don't worry. I won't tell anybody. Of course I won't. Of course I won't put your name on it. But that's not the first time I heard it. I just don't know. I haven't seen a massive difference, I don't know, between the St. Louis area and, of course, the only other place I lived for a long extended period of time was Detroit, and people there did not think, or in the Michigan area, did not think that they were bad drivers. I didn't hear it like I hear it here, that's for sure. So anyway, hopefully people getting back in action today. I know there are there's different school schedules today. Some people off, some people have adjusted schedules, some people learning, doing their e-learning or their AMI learning from home. So shouldn't be as difficult on the roads. Other people might be working from home too, but obviously it was a big story, big situation. throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. All right, we cover news and things that are going on. Feel free to share whatever it is that you want to from that standpoint too. For whatever reason, 2026 was shaping up as a concert year for older bands with tours. I didn't really pay attention to 2025. I can't remember the summer. I don't remember if there were a lot of people touring and coming through the St. Louis area. But we already told you about Motley Crue, and we taught young Rye who Motley Crue was. I told him about Kickstart My Heart.
The Post Malone song.
What's the Post Malone song?
Motley Crue.
Which one?
Motley Crue.
Oh, Motley Crue. That's right.
Actually has a song.
Yeah.
Motley Crue.
So Motley Crue coming through this summer. Guns N' Roses. Yeah. Well, you know who that is again. Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah.
November Rain. They're coming through this next summer. And
Guitar Hero dude.
And the what?
Guitar Hero dude.
Oh, yeah, Guitar. You knew Slash from Guitar Hero.
Yeah. I had to go up against him.
How did that go for you?
Oh, he whooped me. I was like 7. Then I went up against him like 3 times and I finally beat him.
Okay.
No,
that was the equivalent to the old Mike Tyson video game for us back in the day.
That's what I heard. I heard Mike Tyson was OP in that game. Like
yeah, he was. You had to go through all the levels of fighters to get to Mike Tyson.
Oh, Little Mac.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite guy in
loved
Smash
it.
Bros. Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. Well, now even older bands, Chicago and Styx coming to Hollywood Amphitheater. I'm not even going to ask you if you know. Don't worry about it. You know how old I am, and this is for people even older than me. So there you go. Chicago Styx, August 26th, Hollywood Amphitheater. It just seems like there's going to be a lot of bands coming through this summer. So you can get ready for that as well. And, check it out. Check out Hollywood. There's always shows in the area too. I mean, over at the Pageant, the Factory brings a lot of shows down in the Chesterfield Valley. If you haven't seen a show there, that's really, really a nice venue in an area, a lot of food places around, just a good atmosphere to watch some shows into. I just want to see and continue to see the shows and the people coming to our venues throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area as we continue to move forward here. When it comes to something else that happened, well, yesterday we were talking about, did you bet? We were talking about that last segment. Legalized wagering is now running. If anybody's using any services, or if you saw some really great deals in regards to people, quote, giving you money, let us know so we can share that. When I say giving you money, but literally giving you free money to bet with or to wager with. Those things, those situations are out there as well. We like to share that for our community too. When it comes to some of those things. Also, another story, something that hit this last week, and I know the Attorney General was all over this, Catherine Hanaway. Pornography sites in the state of Missouri for underage users have now been closed. You have to prove your age to get into those sites now. So that was wide open even for kids. And there were a lot of reports from parents and guardians of kids. And it's a serious situation getting into those sites. And now those have been shut down. There are places now on those sites where you have to prove your age with IDs and so forth. But that went into effect over the weekend. There were those sites that have hit. So that is something that the Attorney General's office was promoting as well. I saw that story come down yesterday. But that did go into effect over this past weekend. And that was something that they were very, very much looking forward to getting done. Something else from that, when you see the winter storms hit, this is a Tuesday giving day. You know, there's Cyber Monday and then there was Black Friday. Tuesday is also known as a giving day. If you can help in any way, if you haven't already too, tornado victims, believe it or not, from May, there's still, so there's a lot of tarps on roofs throughout the St. Louis area, and people who haven't been able to get contracting work done yet, and or were not insured from that standpoint, and or just looking and waiting for work to get done, worried about when the storms hit. And some of the storms come and make conditions worse, but there are groups who are helping these people You can go online and look if you want to try to help them out from that standpoint. There are some of them that are asking for help and donations so that they can help people in our communities and our backyards who are still dealing with the aftermath of what happened back in May. Obviously, we try to promote the positive things and the things that are happening throughout the city, but those are some of the situations that we're having to deal with right now. And that's one thing that is going on. Sports standpoint, also tonight, Mizzou basketball. A lot of basketball fans, they're wanting to find out who is Mizzou. They have one of the worst, I mean, literally the second easiest schedule in America, 8 games in. 364th toughest schedule out of 365 schools. That's what Missouri basketball has been.
Hey, you know what? I apologize to Eli Drinkowitz. You know,
for what?
For talking about the schedule that he makes or the schedule teams that he plays against. That's crazy. 364 out of 365.
Yeah.
In the SEC.
Yeah. But they haven't played any. They played one Power 4 team.
Yeah,
and it's proven to be one of the worst Power 4 teams in Minnesota.
Right? Yeah.
So then, yeah, I know. But then tonight, Mizzou plays at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Even with playing at Notre Dame is still, I mean, it's not like Notre Dame is some world beater right now. Notre Dame is 5-3. So you're like, okay. But then Sunday, Mizzou goes and plays at Kansas.
Yeah.
And when you have those rivalry games, those are big deals. And then you start to find out a little bit more about, okay, who is Missouri? So that's a game going on tonight. We promote stories, we promote news, we promote the sports of all of these games that are happening. So you look at what's happening. So it's a big night of basketball and Missouri at Notre Dame. It's in the ACC SEC Men's Challenge. It's an 8 p.m. game, ESPNU. And what I find interesting about this game, Notre Dame's 5-3, and they're a 1.5 point favorite against Mizzou.
And what is Mizzou again?
8-0.
Yeah.
But Missouri had one struggle early in their year against SEMO. Literally, we're fighting tooth and nail just to win that game.
Oh, yeah.
Barely won.
Shout out SEMO. SEMO has like a lot of guys that I played against from St. Louis. So shout out.
Do you remember some of the guys that give their names out?
I'd have to look at the roster because I know a lot of their faces.
Okay,
like,
I gotcha.
There's this one guy who played at, I think, McClure North. Let me see.
Oh, there's a Chaminade kid at SEMO too.
Yeah, there is a Chaminade kid.
I do know that because he graduated with my son.
Yeah.
But Mizzou at 8-0 is a 1.5 point underdog against Notre Dame tonight. So depending upon how you feel about that, you might be able to go wager on that if that's something you guys want to do. Notre Dame lost by a point at Ohio State. They lost by 10 at home to Kansas. And then they lost to number 3, Houston, at home by 10. So they've played a tough schedule. Missouri's played the worst schedule in America. I mean, basically, you can call it that. The worst schedule in America. Notre Dame did beat Rutgers, a Power 4 team right there. So, they beat Detroit Mercy. So anyway, it'd be an interesting game tonight. ESPNU, 8 o'clock. We'll find out what the Tigers have, what they're about, and so forth. But I don't know. We'll see what Mizzou has tonight. Find out a little bit more about who they are. You've also got SLU after that tough loss to Stanford in a game they had won after a tight win over Santa Clara before it. They've got Loyola Marymount tonight. And that should be an interesting contest as well. Loyola Marymount is a 7-2 basketball team. And I don't know, it should be interesting. So you got some basketball you can watch. That game starts at 9 p.m., by the way. So some basketball to watch tonight. That is also, I believe, an ESPN Plus game. And SLU is favored by 6.5 points in that game tonight. So go get them, Robbie and crew, when it comes to the old Billikens tonight. As always, we appreciate when you guys jump in on the show and so forth. What did you find? What did you see?
There's a crazy thing that's just going on. It literally just popped up on my stuff.
What do we got?
There's a senior at Princeton that's protecting his eligibility for a year to get a Princeton degree, and then the next year he'll still have an eligibility year.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
Is it getting into that? Yeah, that's something we can look at.
It just came out though, but
nothing surprises me anymore when it comes to college football, college basketball, NIL, and so forth.
Hey, if I can go to the G League and play for 2 years and then come back and have 2-3 years of eligibility, it's great.
Is that what's happening now too?
Yeah. Like if you play on the Ignite team or if you were under that program,
really?
The NBA, the NCAA allowed it to where whatever year, say you were 18 when you went to the G League, if you played until you were 19 or 20, you come back to college, you have 2 years of eligibility.
That's so bizarre.
Because basically, if the G League is getting paid, they're getting paid less than freshmen in college. So it's yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
no.
AJ DeMassa gets paid more from BYU than a top G League player if he went to Ignite.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That does. One other note I wanted to get out there too, SLU men's soccer, that game set for Saturday at noon at Akron. Literally the Billikens with a chance to advance to the Final Four, the Division I soccer tournament. That would be so darn cool if they could get that done. They already upset Bryant last week. Akron came in number 14. Now the Billikens with a chance to go be road warriors again. That's Saturday at noon in Akron, Ohio. Go get them, Billikens.
The land of LeBron.
The land of LeBron, the most famous person ever come out of Akron. LeBron James. Guys, we appreciate you joining us today on December 2nd. Been a good show, been a fast show. Appreciate you jumping in every day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. As always, you can chime in there. You can stream us live. If you want to call us, we give that phone number during the days as well. If you have stories, you can bring that to us as well. Following us is Hot Take Central 2.0, Cam Jansen, the former Blue, and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. They're coming up next to continue our daily coverage as they do. Jennifer Bardot follows them, and then followed by Charlie Tuna and the Posse from 11 to 1 today. Guys, thanks again. Stay positive. Have a great day. For producer Rye, I'm Vic Faust. We are your Lou Information Station, always live and on demand at louinfo.com. Hopefully those roads are treating you all right this morning. Hopefully MoDOT has gotten out there and done what they're supposed to do, taking care of business. And of course, now you just have to stay as warm as possible. We'll see you tomorrow. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed at 6 a.m. Have a great day.